not competition. I think he's part of the universe. I think he's a huge part of this. I have nothing. I have nothing. I am all about Pathaan right now. He's like a chameleon. He's chameleon. He just adapts and becomes that character for that 1 year. So she's so much fun on set.
Hi, this is Bhavna and you're watching India Today. I am sitting beside the man of the hour. I would like to say man of the year, in fact, because I think the records that Pathaan has already broken and is on its way to break more and more in the coming months, I feel is untouchable, at least for now. Siddharth Anand, firstly, huge welcome.
Thank you.
I have to say, like I mentioned, the records are broken. And how? I don't think any one of us anticipated this. I mean, we knew that it's going to do great numbers. But 1,000 crore and more, I don't think any one of us thought that it would cross that. So has it sunk in as yet? And what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you see these figures? It's a pressure or a validation that, okay, what we did was right?
Firstly, thank you, Bhavna. Thank you for having me on the show, and thank you for all these compliments. Obviously, we didn't anticipate it. We were nervous, obviously. The times are such. It's so uncertain of what actually clicks with the audience and what actually draws people to theatres anymore. So this is that kind of a phase, a transitionary phase as we're recovering from the pandemic. Yeah. So we were nervous, obviously, but somewhere we were obviously confident of the film that we've made. Our units tracked well, our teaser, trailer, both the songs, really connected with the audience. So somewhere we were sure that कि यार लोग कुछ तो आएंगे देखने के लिए. अब now that today word of mouth is very critical. So उनको कैसा लगेगा is very important. So yeah, I think from the first show in the mornings, it just tracked so well that by the end of the evening, we knew that okay, we have some sort of a winner in our hands. Yeah.
But when headlines read like Pathaan is the highest grossing Hindi film in the history of Indian cinema so far, and not just that, it's broken Baahubali's record and all these big budget films which we looked up to, to match up to that standard at some point. Right. Pathaan has broken their record. What does this mean to you?
It's. I wouldn't say it's. I wouldn't say that it's humbling. Yes, but also yes, it's very gratifying. It's a great feeling. That you set out to do something in your life, in your profession, and then it turns out to be the best thing that's been created and accepted and loved. So it's a surreal feeling. So I don't know, how many people have been in this position and how they felt, but I'm just feeling okay. I'm good. I'm happy. Yeah.
I can actually imagine it must be really gratifying. But at the same time, the last time India Today spoke to you, it was very closer to the release, so obviously we did. But now that you look back, is there anything at all as a director? Because I feel that as artists or as directors, filmmakers, we're always critical of what we do, right? Is there anything you would have wanted to do differently, or you were like, oh my God, maybe this I could change?
That's always there. That's always there in all my films. There's something that I take away and learn from all my films, even when they're very successful. There's something that I feel, okay, what is it that I could have improved on it? I analyze that with War, obviously. I analyze that with even Bang Bang. With Pathaan, I'm yet not too sure what I would change, because this is the film we set out to make, and it has hit the target bullseye. Yeah, bullseye. So I don't think there's anything I want to change in Pathaan, and we got, by God's grace, everything right. The casting, the action, the emotion, the music. The background score, the way the film was eventually marketed, the plan of marketing the film, everything I think hit the bullseye. So there's nothing.
Especially the reactions that have been coming when it comes to action sequences. Shah Rukh has been saying this for a long time, that he always wanted to be an action star, but no one really gave him that opportunity as much as Pathaan did. Yeah. To be convinced that he can pull it off, because for the longest time he has been our romantic star for the longest time. To have that conviction that okay, he can pull this off with that much conviction. Did it take a lot initially?
Not at all. For me, he's always been an action star, strangely. He's got a certain aggression, certain alpha attitude in him. There's certain innate aggression in him that is a great quality to be an action hero. And he embodies all of that, yeah. And also there's a certain vulnerability in him. There's a certain connect with him, his eyes. So an action hero who has an emotional core is always going to hit these numbers. Yeah. So it was just a matter of time who did an action film, a good action film with him.
Yeah.
He would be really accepted. It was just a matter of time.
And I think what better than Pathaan? Like I can go on and on when it comes to just the experience, the experience that we had while watching the film. It was amazing, you know. Yeah, I mean, I would suggest even if I don't think there's anyone left in the country who has not watched it. But if you have not, I think you should definitely, because it's an experience in itself, especially in the theaters. But you know, what I also love about the entire film is the way everything like comes together. There is enough patriotism, but not going overboard, you know, because we've seen films which also do that. How do you make sure that all of this is balanced, nothing goes overboard, especially with patriotism? Sometimes it can get a little like tricky.
So it's the genre actually. Pathaan is a genre that's not in your face jingoistic, but yet speaks about nationalism and everybody's point of view of their sort of nationalism. Whether it's even Deepika, who's a Pakistani and yet is nationalistic in her own way. Jim is his idea of nationalism is different, and so is Pathaan's idea of nationalism, very very different, but more similar to Deepika's because it's more about humanity also. So it's the genre of film that we've chosen. If I was making a border, my idea of patriotism would be a little bit more jingoistic and really out there, and that's fair enough. You have to choose your battle basically. And Pathaan needed this sort of a calm sense of nationalism and patriotism, which is not in your face.
Right. I think I love Jim's character the most. When I walked out of the theater, I was like, I am going to, if I get an opportunity to speak to Siddharth, I have to tell him that you have to revive him. He's not dead for me. You have to, I mean, I cannot imagine this universe without Jim. He's such an impactful character. He's an antagonist, but if you actually look at his character graph, I feel that he is patriotic in his own way. I mean, in a very different way. I cannot completely hate Jim's character for various reasons, of course. And you have mentioned that, of course, there are every chance that he will come back. But have you already started writing? Are you taking all these feedback that you're getting on social media, be it about how the character arcs can move, how it can integrate with the universe, the spy universe that YRF is planning? Also about having female characters and strong, so are you noting all these feedback?
It's good. It's great because I think everybody out there is very creative, and we need those suggestions and keep them going. We never know what actually hits the spot. But yes, there's lots of chatter about it, and lots of opportunities for us to do crossovers and spin-offs of these characters. Jim can come back, Khalid can come back. So there's so much opportunity. So let's see. I think we should reveal our cards slowly, and obviously it's all in Adi's hands and Adi's mind. It's all his brainchild. Let's see what he wants to do. I mean, he's a genius.
But you know, again, it also put a lot of focus on the fact that the entire film, I think previously when I saw Katrina as Zoya in this universe, I felt that, oh, finally there's something for the female spy to do something in the film other than just looking good. And I think Deepika also sort of takes that forward in this film. Although I would have loved to see a lot more of them doing things as well, which I believe that it will happen in the coming crossovers or spin-offs that will happen, you know, but how do you look at these characters expanding? Because I think somewhere you mentioned that there could be a spin-off where Zoya meets Rupiah can happen.
Yeah, so the thing is that also it's been always my not rather responsibility, but my tone of films, wherein the girls get meaty and equal parts as the actors, because I think writing strong female parts has been my core from the beginning, whether I was a part of Hum Tum or then Salam Namaste and Tara Rampam, Bachna Hai Hasino, all girls' parts were really, really strong and fun also at the same time. And they contributed not just to the glamour quotient, but to obviously being an integral part of the plot. And Rubai's character is supremely important to this film and to Pathaan's journey. So they're very strong characters, and so hence they warrant obviously their own spin-offs, and they've been loved. But like I said, cards should come out slowly. Right now it's all about Pathaan.
I'm already very excited for the spin-offs also. Pathaan, of course, but the spin-offs, because I would love to see Deepika, Katrina in these like strong. Oh my God, like that would be crazy.
It's a great time.
These are, and thankfully, I mean, because I don't think 2 years back we could have this conversation, you know. But again, now coming back to the reactions that people are getting from the cast, how has Shah Rukh been reacting to this? Because he's come back after 4 years. I don't think he anticipated this, because yesterday he tweeted that this is all because of fans. It's all thanks to their love and their conviction. And it's gratifying. What has he told you? Because you are the ship, captain of the ship.
He is the ship himself. And it's great to see him happy. You can see a sense of relief and joy on his face. Because, I mean, to see him happy, because he spreads so much love. And he gives so much love. And I've noticed that, the kind of crowds and numbers that come outside his house, it's surreal, yeah. The kind of love people have for him, and he's not obviously been on screen for 4 years, but yet none of that is diminished. So it just validates the love he gives, and the love he's got is manifold. So it's very gratifying to see him happy and to see everyone around him in his house so happy. This is the most gratifying feeling, I think, for me.
I also want to know, Hrithik was someone you worked just before with him on War, and because he's also going to be a part of this universe in the coming years, what did he think of Pathaan and him as a competitor in the coming years?
He's not competition. I think he's part of the universe. I think he's a huge part of this. So he's been very supportive. He's loved every asset of the film. I'd made him hear the music long ago. Yeah, and he loved it. And he also tweeted when the teaser came out, trailer came out. He was the first message to me when the trailer came out. The first message was his, that he had loved it. So it's obviously not, he's not looking at it as competition, but he's also looking at how much strength this adds to the universe.
Yes.
And what all combinations can do, what permutations can do. Kabir is a great character. Yeah. And Pathaan is superb, I mean, so flamboyant, and they're such opposites. Yeah. So when you see them on screen, whenever if they do, it's going to be a treat for the audiences, and he also knows it. Yeah.
I don't think there's any if left in this. It is going to happen, but when, that is something you need to tell me off camera.
Let's leave some things to be unfolded.
But of course, fans would love to know what is happening about War 2, because War is still very fresh in our minds, because it's just released 2 years back and was stupendous on screen. But War 2, of course, is in the pipeline. What is happening there? Do you have a script ready?
It's too early to talk about it, and Adi and YRF will be the right people to reveal it. They have their certain plans for it.
It's not giving me anything.
I have nothing. I have nothing. I am all about Pathaan right now. Yeah.
But Fighter you have been shooting, yes. And you are known to take the action genre in general, like push the envelope further. So in Pathaan we have seen that, and War we have seen that. I think the most challenging part for you right now is to show Hrithik in a different fashion, because you've already shown him as Kabir, right? So how is that transition going to be?
So it's with Hrithik, it's my third film. Bang Bang and War were really different in the characters. Rajveer and Kabir are two different people and personalities, completely opposite. And Patty, the character that he's playing in Fighter, he's made it his own. And he's like a chameleon. He's chameleon. He just adapts and becomes that character for that 1 year. So he can bring a certain genuineness to it that can last over a franchise. So it's not just made up for that moment. He becomes that person. So Patty is something that Hrithik has really worked hard on to make him different from Kabir and Rajveer. It's really exciting to see him transform like that. He puts in a lot of effort, and it's a dream for a director to have an actor who just submits himself to that film for so long. Yeah. He's a joy.
And what about Deepika's character? Because again, this is mounted on a huge scale. Again, thankfully, you're presenting her in a very different fashion, where she's getting a meteor character. Yeah. What can we look forward to when it comes to Deepika's role?
Like I said, my female parts are really, really strong and very exciting. Deepika is also playing an Air Force officer in the film. She's part of the unit, the elite unit of the Air Force. And it's based on a lot of reality and authenticity. So it's something that Deepika also has, bitten into it, and her character is something that she's not played before. And honestly, it's a lot like her in real life.
Wow.
that character of this that she's playing. So she's so much fun on set, and she's translating that character as a real good tucker to Hrithik's character. So it's really exciting. It's too early, but it's fun.
Wow, can I be a fly on the wall on the set? But this is amazing. You know, lastly, I want to know, we have been reading reports about, of course, we have seen Salman's cameo in Pathaan, and now it's time for Pathaan to do a cameo in Tiger, which will be shot over the period. It will be. But I want to know, is it exciting? Because this universe we are talking about, but like a Tiger was... Manish Sharma is directing it. Pathaan was directed by you, and Kabir was directed. I mean, War was directed by you. But there's another voice when it comes to Tiger, and how he looks at Tiger, and how perhaps when all of this come together in the universe, how together will you all look at them as characters. How excited are you for Pathaan's cameo now? Is there any say of yours? Because Pathaan is something that you've built as a character.
No, not really. I think it's been built together with Adi, and he has more say, I think, in it because these are his IPs and how he wishes to have them cross over. So I'm not involved at all in Tiger and Pathaan, but Pathaan is actually set as a template, and his character and his look and his persona. So it's easier for anybody coming in and doing that crossover to just pick up the pieces from there. Yeah.
Okay. And what about, what will be the next film after Fighter that you're working on? When it comes to this universe? Is it War or Pathaan?
There are no plans yet, honestly. So there's nothing yet, and it'll be unveiled soon, whatever it is. But right now it's all Fighter for me.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
You also have your own production house.
Yeah.
What are your plans for that, lastly, on it?
So this is a company that's called Marflix, and we're producing Fighter. We're also producing Rambo, and which has Tiger and is directed by Rohit Dhawan. So our endeavor right now is to create action spectacles in India, and it is a genre that is really coming up, and it's very nascent. And we have some big plans and nice plans, decent plans for making action films for India. Yeah.
Lovely. And also having spin-offs, and not just spin-offs, fresh characters written for females, because I'm really looking forward to that, Siddharth, and I feel only you can do that right now. So thank you so much, and all the very best.
Thank you so much. Lovely. Thank you.